Hi, my name is Daniel Hart, and I am excited to share with you guys about the Philippines trip that 5 people from CCL took back in December. God did so much on this trip. You guys packed and prayed over backpacks for the last few months that we got to distribute, and we are excited to share those videos with you. But there were so many other aspects to this trip that we want to share, from the normal Access Center program that we got to be a part of, to being a part of Calvary Chapel Community Church, and many other things. So let's get into the video, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hey guys, just wanted to share a couple of things of what we got to do while we were over in the Philippines. One of those things is we got to hang out with Carmen and Pastor Andy over there at Calvary Chapel Community Church. We got to spend some time fellowshipping with the congregation there. We got to spend time with the kids and the youth group. Got to share some testimonies and encouragement with the youth, and also the congregation on Sunday morning too, which is packed wall to wall meeting on Sunday mornings. So hopefully they can find a spot. We got to go check out some properties with them for potential places to move to, because they are really packed in there, and hopefully they can find a spot to grow and continue to meet in a little bit more of an open spot. We got to meet with the kids there, and we also got to help out with a Christmas party there. That was pretty cool. It was right in the middle of the town, so the gospel was given not just to the kids there and their parents, but also to the people that were just in earshot of this place. They're right there in the middle of the town where they're meeting, and we got to go on some prayer walks, got to walk around and pray with some people that were sick and just other people that were around town, and encourage them and just help pray for them. We were also able to help with some construction projects over there. It wasn't a construction trip, but we were able to get some of the leaks fixed that were coming in. There's a lot of rain there, so the leaks are important to get taken care of. Some of them were in the basketball courts or the library and the main meeting area, so we were able to patch some of those, not do any major stuff with the roof, but clear some of the debris from previous storms and patch some of the spots where the water was coming in. As well as we were able to install 2 extra toilets for them that aren't leaking. The whole access center is running on 1 bathroom, so we were able to get a little bit extra space for that, and also repair some of the electric work that was done. Some stuff was cut to add in some other things over the years, and we were able to kind of get it all connected to provide lighting into some of the building. And we also got to spend some time with the Christmas parties there at the Access Center. Got to see the kids open up the backpacks and see the expressions on their faces. Some of them were just so overwhelmed with joy, and just knowing that somebody cares about them, and all the backpacks that everyone at Calvary Chapel Lynchburg got to hand out. It was really cool to see them open it and not just see the gifts inside, but also read the notes too. They were really encouraged.
Would actually have to start in April, because that's when Derek and I were presented with a project. In the beginning, it was just praying and asking God, okay, what do you want us to do? What would you have us to do? God led us down this path of working with Maddie and Jaden and the Access Center, and getting profiles of the children that they are serving there in the Philippines, and presenting this project idea to the body here in Lynchburg. And people from the church came and they sponsored children, and they filled book bags with presents to give the children for Christmas. And then God allowed us to go to Manila to help present those book bags. And I remember when we were getting all of this stuff together and seeing what the prayer requests that the children had given the staff at the Access Center, and just seeing how the Access Center was already having such a huge impact in their lives, a positive impact in their lives, that Jesus was already working. And I remember conversations with Maddie that my heart was already melting for these kids. So getting to go was alone an answer to prayer. But we got to go, and we got to come alongside the staff at the Access Center, and we got to see what God was doing there in the community. And that was beautiful, and that was a blessing, a huge blessing. While we were there, we had opportunities to send word back home saying, hey, we need prayer. And then we got to see God answer those prayers right in front of our very eyes. So thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your willingness to sponsor a child, to fill a backpack. Thank you for praying for us before the trip, for praying for us during the trip. I am overwhelmed at what God has done and what He is doing in the lives of these kids. I am so thankful. God has used book bags to melt hearts. God has used book bags to show His love to kids who are just now learning that they can be loved by an infinite God who wants a relationship with them. And I am just so blessed. So keep praying, keep listening. Thank you so much for all of your prayers. God is awesome, and He's doing awesome things.
My wife Melissa and I were blessed to be a part of this project from the very beginning, when it was just an idea last spring. We got to walk step and step with through the whole process of getting the profiles, getting the backpacks, figuring out logistics. We got to read every one of the kids' profiles and see their pictures and look over what their wish list was, what their needs were. And then we were really blessed in getting to go with the team down to Manila and personally distribute the backpacks, just to watch these kids' faces as they opened up and got actual Christmas gifts. Some of them I don't think had ever received really anything for Christmas. And just to, I remember this one kid came in the next week after he got his backpack, and he was so excited he'd gotten shoes. And because he'd gotten shoes, he was allowed to go to school. And he was so excited to be going to school. And that it really touched my heart that, something that we take for granted, it was amazing to him. It was like he thought he would never get to go to school. So just getting to see those lives touched by everything that y'all did, by contributing to the backpacks, by contributing through prayer, helping to fund us to go. It was all just a huge blessing, and I wanted to thank everybody involved. I also wanted to talk a little bit about some of the repairs that we did. Alex Tasker and I, we did a majority of the repairs, mostly trying to patch leaks, and not necessarily in the roof, but in the guttering system. And we were able to get a lot of those leaks patched. We were also able to fix one bathroom and get a third functioning bathroom. For several months now, they've only had one functioning bathroom for all the staff and all the kids to use. So that was a blessing to them to get these bathrooms up and running. We also got availability for 2 more bathrooms and electrical hooked up in another part of the building that they can use for later on. They just need to change out fixtures, toilets, and sinks and such. And we were also able to give them some advice on some other things that they were needing help with project-wise. We are looking forward to doing this again next year. And we pray that even more people will become involved so that we can incorporate even more kids, maybe in different places other than Manila. But just keep that in your prayers where God leads on that. We are looking forward to what he's going to do through all these things.
I got to be the videographer on this trip. So that was a lot of fun being able to document this for you guys and send it back to you. We got to send videos back while we were on the trip, and then putting this video together. It was a lot of fun. It was a huge blessing. I just wanted to share with you guys some of the things that were impactful for me on this trip. From the Access Center program, the thing that impacted me most was watching those kids say Bible verses. The verse for the week that was up on the wall was John 14:6. I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father but by me. And it was, especially in that culture, that Catholicism runs deep there. Like 90%, 85 to 90% of the people there are Catholic. And so that verse is so anti-cultural to what many of the religious views are. And that those kids are learning that and putting in their heart. I think God's going to do a lot of work, even with that just that one verse. But it was so cool to hear them say those verses. Pastor Andy and Carmen invited us to go on a prayer walk to visit some of the people that go to their church. The hospitality that we were shown there was unbelievable. They even got to go into some homes that they've never been into before. We got to pray for all those people. That was so exciting. There was one person that even gave us some food, as they prepared food for us and drinks. And again, just the hospitality was awesome. Time we got to walk past people that we weren't even visiting and pray for them. There was a man that was sick. He was sick for a while, and the whole team got to pray for him. He was laying on a bed outside. It was just such an awesome time to be able to walk around and pray for people. They were super, super open to hearing about Jesus and being prayed for. And it was so exciting to see the work that Carmen and Andy, so many people knew them as we were walking around. And so that was really cool to see as well. Another thing that was impactful for me was the daily devotionals that we had with the staff at the Access Center. I think those were a really encouraging time. I think one of the reasons why we went is just to encourage and equip the staff that's there. It wasn't just to bring the backpacks. It wasn't just to be a part of their program. It was to encourage and equip them. They go through so many things on a regular basis that would be challenging spiritually. And to be able to just continue to lead them back to God's word and encourage them that what they're doing is God's work. They're not alone. They're being thought about, they're being prayed over. And I just encourage you guys to continue doing that. The last thing that was really exciting for me was to be able to send back video updates for you guys on this trip. For you guys to be a part of this trip from the other side of the world was so cool. And to see your guys' support, your prayer, it was just a really cool opportunity that I got to have. And I hope I get to do that again sometime. That was a lot of fun. I know God grew me a lot on this trip. This was my first overseas missions trip. I've been on a bunch in the United States, but this was my first one overseas. And just being able to get into the culture there and just seeing how God leads trips like this. And this was a kind of a crazy one with all of the spiritual attacks and all the things that weren't planned. I know that happens on every trip, but it just seems like it was just a little bit higher on this trip. And I don't know, it was awesome to see how God came through in the end. He always comes through. It was so cool to see that God's mission is always accomplished.
It's really hard to even know where to start when describing this trip. So I think I'll steal the words of Dr. Seuss, that my heart grew 3 sizes and that I was able to witness the true meaning of Christmas while in the Philippines. You know, we've been given just this great gift in Jesus. And the way it unites us as brothers and sisters is just amazing. Even across the miles, even in different cultures, even with different experiences in life, we are just united. For me, I think this trip was less about the tokens of love that we gave to the children and more about the spiritual ones we left behind that were really a collection of what we did together. it all just seems to scream, God be magnified. 1 Corinthians 12, 4-7, it says, there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. There are differences of ministries, but the same Lord. And there are diversities of activities, but it is the same God who works all in all. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to each one for the profit of all. That kind of says it all. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to each one for the profit of all. At the Christmas party, may it encourage you to know there were so many tears of joy over white socks, over hairbrushes, over shoes. These material gifts not only gave hope and showed love and kindness to the children, but it impacted the hearts of the parents who understood the deep generosity you showed. And they too felt God's love in a powerful way. You see, for the manifestation of the Spirit is for the profit of all. The same love and manifestation of the gift of the Spirit was present in our trauma and healing training, as God used that time to not only learn how to help others heal from pain and sin, but also for the team to release their own pain caused from working with hurting children, knowing they have no power to rescue them. Evil will be present in this world until Christ returns, and the team in Manila, well, they know that intimately. They see and know poverty, abuse, and pain in a way most of us are protected from. For me, God revealed his golden thread in his beautiful tapestry so many times on this trip. He shined the light of his grace into my past, showing me how long his Spirit had actually prepared me for this time in the Philippines. And by following his plan for my life, it not only equipped me for the work I do, but he allowed me to share that knowledge with others. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to each one for the profit of all. So whatever your gift, whatever God called you to do, pack a backpack for a child, sing praises, encourage, show hospitality, read to a child, counsel others, go on missions, preach. All our gifts are different, but all are given together for the profit of all. So let God be magnified. And when you do, it goes on and on and on in countless ways.